Hello, I'm Joshua of Milestone Play. I am a professional game master, and we continue with our regularly scheduled adventure of the Delian Tomb. Our heroes have recently been investigating a group of bandits that have been waylaying individuals out on the road. During some of the research that Farron did throughout a couple of the respites, you lot learned that for the longest time there was an individual named Thurston that was running this bandit camp. However, of recent note, uh, a new up and coming star of Aldiva has striven for the rule of Bandit Chief. As you lot have found this camp in the areas where some of the villagers of Broadhurst have fled the area from lumber chopping, you lot have found the lake in this with an island in the center of it, and upon that island, a battlement, a protected uh, campsite as well as a stronghold in the back. Through some of the shenanigans and hijinks of trying to navigate how you were going to do this, you would end up upon the island, begin your assault on the camp, before making your way up to the main stronghold where you had two doors to select from, a brighter lit door from underneath and a dimmer lit door. You lot went to the brighter lit door, Jagan kicking it in, pointing out at one of the two individuals that was in this room, claiming that their actions would be judged. You see a slimmer individual in flowing clothing immediately before you, looking over some maps. And then over to the side, where we have a human bandit chief generic token, is actually the female leader, Aldiva. So just so we don't get confused about that. Okay, so we're going to take a brief aside. This is editing Joshua here. And I wanted to call out that we actually have some of the Codex devs that have seen some of our videos. They've jumped down into the comments and reached out to me on Discord. And they are fixing some of the things that I've been bringing up during the game. For instance, Aldiva now has a female token, and it's the one that automatically spawns. They reached out in the comments letting me know that previously you could select the human bandit chief, and if you hit the period button on the keyboard, it would switch between the male and female version. That way you can cycle through some of the tokens. But by the time that I got to recording this, not only did I see that you could cycle the tokens, but they updated it again, and now this is the only one you get when you spawn them in this room. You just get this version of the Bandit Chief. That way, you don't have the issue I had. So not only did they let me know a solution to the problem I was having was already there, but they've just updated it like 12 hours after we shot the episode you're currently watching. So the dev team is on it and they're responding to issues that we're having, and it's just fantastic. So I know I've been a bit harsh on whether or not I would continue doing the Codex while it's in the beta, but when I say that they're updating it, I mean they are literally updating it and watching recorded games to see if there's anything that we have issues with. Like, it's not even a bug report that I've reported. They're just on their game. So thank you, Codex devs. You're awesome. And let's get back to the actual battle. We can immediately drop into combat as we draw steel. And as stated last time, the heroes are going to win this initiative. However, Jagan, before you get to go, uh, the individual immediately before you is a rival. A rival is a type of NPC. It's essentially me getting to have NPCs with character classes without having to do all of the character class stuff. So we have a rival, and they have a rivalry ability. And as Jagan, you are the first one in. They will select you for their rivalry. Whenever you are combating someone that you have a rivalry with, you get to add 1d3 to your power rolls against them. So this enemy will get a bonus when they're attacking you, Jagan, but you also get a bonus for attacking them. So we will establish that rivalry, and Jagan, you are set to go first.
All right. So, as stated last time in the cliffhanger, I will drag myself over to go first and say the bandit's name is Elvira. Is that correct?
Aldiva.
Eldiva. So I will say, Eldiva, you have been judged for preying upon travelers, and go ahead and do the pull.
As you throw them into this water barrel and slam into the wall, you give them some cover, but at the cost of a goose egg on their head.
And then, don't know if I can get them both with AOE, but it looks like Chad should start this battle. Kind of well rested, so I guess I gotta move myself first because that's a adjacent ability, and then I will tell this rivalry that the gods punish and defend those who go against them.
Ooh. As you move in with this mighty blow, I am going to get an inertial shield on that attack. So I will be having the damage as you are fighting a rival null as they quickly evade and block half of your blow.
And then Chad may uh, spend a recovery of mine. That will be my turn.
Fantastic. I have a new part of my HUD for villain actions as opposed to finding them where I used to find them. They're now part up by the initiative. And as you've ended your turn, my villain actions are now flashing as like, oh, a hero just ended their turn. Go ahead and use one of your villain actions if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and use the first one called Shoot. It is a 10 burst. Each artillery ally in the area. Oh, I don't have any artillery allies. That sucks. So I'm going to skip the first villain action. I'm going to go straight to the second. That's something I'm allowed to do, which is form up as Aldiva yells for him to do what he's supposed to do. And what form up does is each ally in the area can shift up to their speed, and until the end of the encounter, the bandit chief and all allies have damage immunity 2 while adjacent to a target. So, as long as they're next to one of you lot, they're in formation, and they manage to defend a little bit better. So we
You
are.
got a pop up.
Ooh, did you see the form up pop up?
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, so I can go ahead and shift, and it looks like I can shift to where Gambit is. No, that's telling me where allies are. Yeah, I'm gonna pop my null. He's gonna flip over the boxes and barrels as he is going to get around to the other side of Jagan, trying to put himself in a position for possible flanking. However, as Aldiva yells for him to form up, he's not gonna go. He's gotten into position. That way she can go. And she can move right on up to Jagan. As she moves in and gets kind of too close for comfort, that immunity kicks in. And she is going to begin her assault on Jagan and Chad, as you seem to be the more formidable enemies. She is going to use her whip and magic longsword ability. She can select up to 2 of you. And she can also spend 2 malice to select an additional target. So we will be using the 2 malice ability as she's going to get attacks on all 3 of you. She is angry for what you have done to the rest of her troop. So we will target all of you and roll our attack. That's coming in for a tier 2. Okay, with our trigger done, we will accept the result. And as you are giving her a bane, as you have judged her, how do you prevent her from doing as much damage to all 3 of you, Jagan?
Jagan turns over and looks at her and says, "The gods have judged you not worthy. You cannot damage us like that."
And none of you can be moved based off of the one pull, as you all have some form of stability, whether it's a fighting style or telepathic control of your space. And then multiple of you batter back at her. Unfortunately, one of you didn't do enough damage due to that immunity 2 that she is currently gaining the benefit of. So that is going to be her main action, most of her movement. Um, and then she does have uh, an alchemical device. And as you judge her, Right. If I can't, maybe this can. And she pulls out like a smoke bomb and smashes it to the ground. So we're gonna spend 3 more malice on a alchemical device. And that is going to be doing 6 corruption damage throughout. And if your agility is less than 1, you're going to be slowed. Save ends. Okay. And that is going to be the bulk of her turn. With that, it goes to either Chad or Farin, as you have been hit by this incendiary device.
If you don't mind, Farron, I'd like to go and get my mark out.
Go ahead.
All right, first things first. Marking them. Suffer not the infidel. Oh wait, no, that's Jagan's thing. And then here comes a ooh. I'll do a protective attack.
Okay, as we are definitely focusing in on Aldiva.
See, what they failed to realize is in flanking me, I am flanking them.
They completely did not recognize the fact that you are now just this beacon on the battlefield to aid your companions.
That's it.
Okay, with that, we will go to our null. And as the smoke bomb goes off, Aldiva shouts, Laessi, now! And so we will activate our null Laessi. And for their turn, they have a nimble step attack, allowing for them to target 2 creatures. And so they're right on you. They will definitely do that. So we have flanking, we have rivalry, we have a lot of stuff coming at Jagan, with only a little bit coming at Chad. And that looks like it's coming in for a tier 3. So with that, they pop into you to only then realize that, like, Jagan, you are this beacon on the battlefield, and I am allowed to shift after that nimble step attack, as they will be popping back up on this side of Jagan, trying to prevent Chad and Farron from getting the upper hand, trying to use some of these boxes and barrels to their advantage as they flip around. Unfortunately, the boxes and barrels don't actually provide any deleterious effects on the terrain. Now, they do also have this special ability called Numb. And as Jagan, they have selected you for the rivalry. They're in position to hit you with that. It costs 2 malice, as they're going to attempt to essentially stunning fist you. There's possibly slow, possibly dazed coming in at you. But that is a tier 1. And even if they stayed flanking, it would not have helped. But it is enough to slow you as you get hit under the armpit, up on the neck, and then like a kidney punch thrown in there as you kind of find all the signals coming from your mind down to your legs are faltering. Your upper body is fine, but like controlling your legs doesn't work that well. Unfortunately for Laessi and Aldiva, you're where you want to be, so being slow doesn't affect you much in the coming combat.
Was the
Yeah.
I missed the pop-up. It said like something less than 0. Was it reason less than 0? Is that what it was?
It was reason less than 0. That's exactly.
Okay.
Yes. And yeah, the only thing they have left is movement, and they want to stay right on you, Jagan, so they're gonna waste the end of their movement. And we will continue on to Farin and Gambit. There's no other enemies, so you may go in either order.
Question: do I make a save to get for that condition or no?
So saves happen at the end of your turn, and
Okay,
currently,
okay.
yeah. So saves happen at the end of your turn, and then other stuff just ends at the end of your turn. So you are currently slowed.
Alrighty. I'm going to use synaptic override on our boss guy here.
I don't like that.
Girl, whatever.
Okay, the target makes a free strike against one enemy of your choice. So, is there something that you need to click on your end? There you go. Ooh, a bad guy with a free strike that does a flat 5. That's nasty. Most of their free strikes do 1s and 2s.
Hold on here. And I'm going to give perfect clarity to Jagged.
You're just going all in on this. 2 5 clarity abilities in a row.
Wait a minute. Did he get that? Because the first one did. I shouldn't have the clarity for that.
I have perfect clarity, yes.
Yes, perfect clarity is up.
Okay, but the synaptic override was 5 as well, so I should be.
Yeah.
Something's not right there.
Yeah, maybe it didn't trigger on the synaptic override for doing the cost of 5. Do you know how much clarity you had at the start of your turn?
5.
5. Okay.
So actually, the first one would have worked. The second one should not have.
Correct.
I can remove the clarity.
Yeah, you can just exit that off. Thank you for the honesty. Rather than doing your perfect clarity, though, you do have other things such as remote assistance or aid attack. You do have some other options for your maneuver.
Let's do the 8 attack.
Okay, and you select the enemy.
On the enemy, okay.
There you go. So the next attack on Aldiva is going to have an edge.
And then for Gambit, he's just going to hide and get out of the way.
Cool. Well, we will activate Gambit. You can move him where you want and then end his turn.
It gave me a roll, but I think it's reading my character, not Gambit.
Yeah, so when you ended your turn, it popped up a roll for you to possibly save out the slow.
That's a save.
Yep. So you rolled that, and now you're good to move stuff on Gambit. Cool. And with that, we go to round 2. I get a few more malice at my disposal, and the lot of you get to choose who goes first.
Do you mind if I
Yeah, you got the assist and all that. So,
well, it's anybody who attacks, but I mean, if you want to go first, Chad, you can. But
No, you can go. I assume you're probably going to do something with, hitting and then health. So,
well, it's going to be that, and then since I do not have the breath that I need for the other ability, we're just going to tell these blasphemers that they can get back. Oh, I want here. Yeah, there.
Okay. 11 holy and push 2. Just gonna warn you,
Yeah.
Aldiva's got 2 stability, so likely they're not going anywhere. And our null has 3 stability, so they also shouldn't be going anywhere.
It said they went somewhere.
It said they went somewhere, but they probably shouldn't
But then
have.
the other one, it told me they could not move.
Huh.
So
Well,
it did know that they, like, I think it had the right thing.
Well,
Maybe it's because of his size and then the fact that it was 2 and 2 versus 2 and 3.
Yeah, one of my Hakan ancestries gives me the forceful, so it lets me
push one additional.
push. Yeah, yeah. When you force move a creature or object, you can increase the distance moved by 1.
Okay, so you push 2. That should be a push 3. That should only be enough
Yeah.
to push them back 1 square.
Well, so it should be a push 3, but then it dropped it down to a push 2.
Oh no, their stability is 2, which means they
Oh.
-2 from whatever the force movement
okay.
is. So they only should have been pushed 1, so I'm going to heal them back those 3 health. Because
Would they not have taken damage from the crates?
no, they would not.
Okay.
The crates have no effect on the battlefield.
Okay, and then I am going to turn over and look at this knoll here and say, "You want her to be close? You can be close."
Oh, going for the grab.
No effect.
Worth a try.
I will end the turn.
Okay, at the end of your turn, Aldiva is going to use another villain action. Once again, we have no artillery in this combat. You killed all the artillery outside. So we will go ahead and use the third one, which is lead from the front. So it's going to allow Aldiva to shift up to 10 squares, regardless of speed. And during or after that movement, they can use their whip and magic longsword ability against up to 4 targets. Additionally, one ally adjacent to each target can make a free strike. So they're going to move back into position and they're going to hit all of you again. And then the Laesi is going to get another hit on Jagan as you are just taking the brunt of this attack. So we will
Just got a melee superiority pop up for
Ooh,
that.
nice. Go for it. Nine damage. I have 4 health left. You have ruined the thing I wanted to do. I will explain it later, but you have just ruined with your combat superiority the thing I wanted to do.
Yay!
Okay, that's a tier 2. So, she has an ability. It takes 5. Ooh, she can still do it because she has corruption immunity 4. So instead of taking, oh wait, this ability cannot be removed in any way. So yeah, no, she can't use her ability to auto upgrade the tier of success because it'll kill her. Stupid combat superiority. Stupid tactician being the best fighter on the battlefield. It's almost like they're designed to work that way.
But and she's judged, so.
Oh no! Unfortunately, the 2 damage from your judge is absorbed by the immunity.
No, I meant I downgraded it to a tier 1
Oh,
because
gotcha. Yes.
she was judged.
Yes, I see that. And then I did not see the trigger for my null to get a melee free strikeout, so I'm going to do that now as well. And then that was just a villain action. We still have one of them that needs to go. So I'm going to do Aldiva. And I'm going to look and see what special abilities I have for my human malice. I do have exploit opening. What's this do? Each human acting this turn gains an edge on abilities until the end of their turn, or has a double edge on any ability that targets an enemy affected by a condition. Oh, that's fun. We'll use that. So as she is at the end of her rope, she is gritting through curses at the lot of you. And as we have a couple people with conditions, the main one being Feyrin, she's trying to like take a hostage. She is going to attempt to like wrap the whip around Feyrin, pull the blade up to his neck, and like try to threaten all of you to leave, otherwise she'll gut him like a pig. Now, that's all her intentions. We'll see what it's actually like when she uses her whip and sword attack. Well, that's coming in for a tier 2, which, as it gets upgraded on Faerun, she gets a good wraparound on him. And like, I'm going to take him out. I swear, I'll gut him. And as she's doing that, who just killed Aldiva as she's threatening to end his life as he's bleeding out?
I think that might have been Jagan's effect of the judgment or something.
She tried to do something she shouldn't have while she was judged.
Okay. Well, like as she grabs him and she is like surrounding him and like almost like, the blade is starting to go across the neck. He is currently dying. How do you take her out?
Jagan he's standing there, kind of, the nose sort of distracting him, but he sees this happen and he just really quickly juts out with his warhammer straight into Aldiva's face. So she goes down.
Turns out replacing the front half of the brain with a hunk of metal isn't good for your health. Well, she's dead. Technically, it wants me to click end turn, but she's dead. So, who do we want to go next? Chad or Faerun?
I'm pretty sure I can end it here. I'll have enough focus to let both of you guys hit her with a signature attack if you don't mind, Varen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I go across these crates?
Yes, you can. The crates are there narratively. Technically, you have not started your turn, so.
Yep, my bad. Now I have.
You're good. Strike now.
There you go, guys.
Now, Faerun, I would delay a moment. And the reason, Faerun, I said I would delay a moment is even though you can make an attack, by hesitating to see if Jagan could kill Ayesi, that prevented you from taking bleed damage. So,
Right.
as Jagan takes advantage of Chad now distracting, going around the other side, what is it like for you, Faerun? What were you preparing to do? And then you let go so you wouldn't overly strain yourself.
I was starting to get the bow ready, and as I saw Jagan with his killing intent gleam in his eye, I just kind of let go of the bow and just laid back.
And what is that killing intent, Jagan?
Well, after Jagan had burst through the door and judged Elmira, he noticed that this rival Null is also needing to be judged. So as soon as Elmira was gone, he judged her unworthy, and Chad just said, "Go ahead and hit her."
Okay. With that, we have ended our combat, but it's not looking like it ended for me. I'm gonna need to reload, guys.
It still hasn't ended for me. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Oh, okay. Happened for me as well.
All right.
So with that, you lot are likely to gain a victory point. So we'll see if I have, there we go, award victories. Y'all should now be at 2 victories for the day.
Question.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was just going to, with my current condition, now that we're out of combat, am I able to use healing, or does somebody else still have to do that?
Yes, you may end all the conditions that didn't auto end on you, and you may spend recoveries freely outside of combat. With that, you ought to have taken out the new leader of the Forsaken Bandit Camp.
There's a door here, guys.
There's also a door behind us.
That's
What?
when we came in. That's
No, the one
supposed
that
to
we
be
didn't go through. Outside of that door, there's another door.
Oh, yeah,
that we
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
Go through. So we can go either way. I just wanted to let you know there is another door. But also, Jagan wouldn't just leave this room. He would search to make sure there was something, if there was anything that the bandit leader was keeping hidden or secret.
Yeah, as you search through the initial room, there doesn't seem too much secret stuff in here. There's a lot more, uh, keeping supplies in out of the elements sort of situation. There's a small bed over to the side with the plusher furs and blankets and stuff. So like, there's that also bonus for being the leader. However, the most secret stuff you find is like very roughed out maps of the surrounding countryside and areas they've been planning to attack. You also see that there are some sketched out notes and plans for how they may attack Broadhurst itself, as it seems that they were gearing up for a big attack on the village proper. A much more aggressive stance Aldiva had than what the bandits were previously doing. As Chad, you open up the other door and look into what is a more of a larder or pantry area. This area is filled with stolen items from travelers, coins, valuables, trade goods. Um, you have much of the stuff that they have collected, as they have been brigands.
Okay. We'll come back and grab that to take it back to the town. You guys want to go check out the other door?
Yeah.
Sounds like the option.
Okay,
It's
so
letting me move out the door.
ooh, door, open it.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. As you ought to move
Ready to
towards the second door that has light under it, but not as much as previous. What you
Should we
doing?
go in loud or should we just should we try to knock?
Go in loud.
All right. Jagan's gonna burst through the door.
Nothing though.
I'll knock with my hammer.
Jagan,
Oh.
Jagan, as you knock with your hammer, bash it open, you see that there are a number of individuals in here. However, the individual on the far south, kind of standing up on a box as the door batters open and you rush in. The other individuals do have weapons bared, shields, axes, but as you come charging in, there is an older man, big booming voice that just calls out, "Halt!" What do you do, Jagan?
Why?
We have no qualms with you. We wish to speak.
Jagan would pause for a second and say, Chad, do you want to speak or do you want to fight? Aaron, you want to speak or you want to fight?
Why? I figure we might as well hear about. I mean, we done killed everybody else.
And with that,
What do you want to talk about?
we're going to enter a negotiation. I am Thurston. I used to run this band of brigands known as the Forsaken Wraiths. But long have they not been under my control. I have spoken out against Aldiva, and I do not wish any more harm to people.
But wait, you were the bandit leader before her, which means you were stealing things from other people, correct?
Correct. But I wish for a
Okay,
new
now we
path
kill them.
forward. And then we go into combat. As someone has tried to begin a negotiation with you, and you have said no. Similar to how I have the power to just say, no, this isn't a negotiation. You also have that power. So
He said he was the bandit leader. Jagan's all for it.
he said previous, but yeah, no, like I'm not trying to say you guys are doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying that you guys have that power. So they are ready. They have heard all the rest of the battle. They have tried to talk this out, but as you kind of led into the like, yeah, but you did steal stuff, right? Rah! You're not fully taking them by surprise. So let's go ahead and roll for initiative, Chad. And with that, you lot do get to go first again, and I'm about to get creamed. I think
Oh,
it makes sense for Chad to go first.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to, but we look to Chad to see what he wanted to do, and Chad's the one pulling the trigger.
okay. As always, we start with the marking. I'm assuming this is the guy that was talking, correct?
Yes, that is the guy that was talking.
You shouldn't stand on top of boxes or steal things.
Ooh, bonus damage from a mark as it hits him pretty hard as you begin this one-on-one combat with him as he's taunted.
And that's it.
Okay. As you lot come in, I think this is a good time to activate another alchemical device. As one of the guys to the north, as you lot are all still grouped up together, is just going to take another one of these bombs and lug it at your group.
Oh man, poor Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit's getting just blown up.
Oh. How
Are
much
you gonna
damage is
parry
this
for
gonna be?
Gambit?
Yeah, I can parry for Gambit.
What is
I'll
the-
save you, buddy.
I'm picturing the new David Cornsweet Superman saving the squirrel.
Yes.
So that's 4 damage to the lot of you, and only 2 to Gambit. And looks like Farin, you also took a little bit less damage from that explosion of toxic gas. From there,
Yeah, resist natural.
yeah. Despite them throwing off one of their grenades, we will go with Thurston, and Thurston will step on down, and he
Oh, okay.
has. I mean, dude, it's what you do. You're a vanguard tactician.
He decided to step into flanking.
You, mechanically, it's flanking. He's not an idiot. He's not getting himself flanking. He's just attacking a tactician next to a war sensor. And he will do so with a Morningstar and Javelin. So he will attack Chad. Otherwise, he has the double bane from the taunt. And we will roll our attack for a tier 1. Sucks to be him. As you take a good dodge on the swing through. However, you are also taunted. So we have taunts going back and forth between Thurston and Chad. That's going to be his main action. He still has a maneuver, and he is going to do an 8 attack on Jagan. As he swings by Chad, he's going to distract on Jagan to aid his own soldiers to attack you. So just kind of keeping you harried, and that's going to be the end of his turn. So Jagan or Farin?
You okay with me going? Aaron?
Go ahead.
Thanks. Well, Jagan's gonna start, and he's gonna just take a deep breath, and any injuries that he had coming into this battle, he just feels way better. A little bit of rest and recovery, and then he's gonna see that you guys, you and Chad, you and this old bandit leader have a little thing going on. He's gonna be like, "I'll let you guys go. Do your thing." And then he is going to tell that one in the back there, "You shouldn't be here. You've been judged."
He does not have stability, so this should play out how it's supposed to. But instead, you've stacked
did
people
not.
on top of each other. Let's try this again. We will force move. There we go.
It should have been 2 spaces though, right?
Well, it was
Oh,
one
yeah,
space.
it's one that they couldn't. Yeah. Okay. And then afterwards, pulling it towards him, he's going to say, "Now you get back, blasphemers."
Guys, I'm getting mixed signals here.
Why does it go way past the thing?
I don't know why. There's some weird stuff going on with the forced movement right now.
Okay, I should be moving them one more, but it won't let me. So I'm going to move them right here. And then they should be able to move one more up here, but it just skips past that one spot.
Okay, so the north one can go to where
Yeah.
the edge of the pink line is. So that's where the north one can go.
I'm trying to move the first one though.
Yeah,
The-
so that
First one's
that
dead.
should only go up to the
Yeah.
wall. But either way.
Okay.
Well, they're both dying.
Yeah. So
Oh no, another one dies. How does another
And
one die?
this one up here basically got a concussion from the blast and slammed them back against the wall.
Okay. Okay.
And then Jagan is going to, why did it disappear? I should be able to do a judgment here.
Go
I
ahead.
just clicked on
Yeah, go ahead. Just do a judgment and know that you don't get the pull.
Okay. You're supposed to be able to on the first judge of the person, but
I think it's the first judge of a round. That way you don't get like 5 pulls in a turn if every pull kills somebody.
Yeah, pull somebody in, kill them. Pull somebody in, kill them.
Yeah. So it's the first judge of the round.
Okay, and then he's gonna end his turn there.
Okay, well, I have
that one come at him.
I have a single human raider left. But technically he gets a turn. So we have hand axes, they are melee. He is a minion, so he can action and move or action and maneuver. He can't do both. So he's just gonna move in on Chad. He's seen all this happening, but you're also or not Chad, on Jagan. You're also distracted. So he will make his hand axe on you, Jagan, for the 8 attack bonus coming in. And it kills him. He runs in and it kills him.
And then I'm going to freely judge that guy.
Cool. He took 5 damage when you judged him. Why did he take 5 damage when you judged him?
I don't know. Confirm. There we go. Could be judged. There we go. I think it's on Farron. Take him out, bud.
Oh, wait, I have something. I have something that didn't give me a trigger. I'm your enemy. Whenever an adjacent creature, the knave has taunted, so this would only affect Chad. Never mind. Overwhelm, an enemy who starts their turn adjacent to the knave can't shift. These are all great things for me to know. And supernatural insight ignores concealment. These are great things. None of them help me. So Farron and Gambit.
It's not letting me claim the turn.
There you go.
Okay. And I'm just gonna kind of rest my bow, arrow drawn on Chad's shoulder, and we'll do a smoldering strike on the boss dude here.
The only guy left. Oh no. Oh no,
You
it's
should also
even
have
worse.
flanking. Oh, unless they don't get flanking for a ranged attack, I guess.
You don't get flanking for ranged attacks.
Okay.
Okay, he is almost dead, and he is smoldering. Any future acid damage he takes gets +7. Okay, well, Gambit gets to go. Oh, don't do
Give Chad
that.
flanking there.
Gambit can only give you flanking. He can give no one else flanking.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
Yes, he can only give you flanking.
That's okay. I'm
Okay, well, he's over there nipping and giving his mouth. He's being mouthy to the dude.
Yeah, no, he's gonna die before he gets to go. He's at the end of his breath. He is like looking at all of you. You're not heroes. I offered peace. You chose blood. All those not in the camp will see the type of people you are when they return. And any of you get to choose to go now.
Faron, you
Hey,
want to
can I
finish him off?
smash him? Oh
Yeah, I can
fair.
do it.
Oh no. Who wants to play the game? See how much overkill and acid damage we can get in a single attack.
So real quick before Farron fires, Jagan just looks at him after he said that and goes, "You should have picked a different life. We are heroes. You're the bad guy."
As you said, he gets ready to respond, and as he does, an arrow goes right in his mouth.
Oh man. As he crashes to the ground. That is going to be the end of the battle, and that's going to get you all another victory. We are up to 3 victories as you lot have finished off the second leader of the Forsaken Wraith Bandits.
See what bothers me about him being in here and his other people being in here and him saying that he opposed her and he wasn't the leader anymore. They all had weapons. So if either the other leader was really dumb or they weren't that much at odds.
Right, right. And he really should have chosen a different path. Banditry, it's just not going to work out for you in the end.
He chose that life.
He did.
For all viewers, I welcome you to look into the adventure and see how this could have gone. It's interesting.
I imagine that he would have came back as like possibly a guard for the town or something, but not worth it.
Nah, y'all made your choice, and it's a great choice. It's a fantastic choice. You finished the job. You didn't get talked down from the job, so at least you have convictions. For now, though, I'm interested to see what happens next. You lot have cleared out this bandit camp. You have found their loot stash. It is the middle of the night. What's going on?
He said something about the rest
Second
coming
look.
back. I think we might want to hang out for a little while and pick them off as they come back.
I'm good with that too.
Yeah, actually, being essentially a bowman, I could go and get right up on the towers.
Yeah, I can do that as well. We can go watch for them. Or you know what? You go watch for them. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to ransack what's left of these tents and just get everything that was of value. We'll put it in a pile right here in the middle. So whenever we decide to leave, we can just torch this place and leave.
Okay.
Jagan is getting all of the stuff that was in the storeroom.
Cool.
Get out
With
as well.
that, I would like everybody to give me a power roll. And this is just going to be using your core characteristic. So it's going to be a power roll +2 for each of you. And this is going to represent the finishing off and holding off the keep as individuals return through the evening. Okay,
Oh
so
man.
we have a 12, an 11, and a 12. With that, you lot are going to do so. However, it is going to cost the lot of you, Jagan and Faerin, it's going to cost you 1 recovery. And Chad, it's going to cost you 2 recoveries. So it is slightly laborious, but you do manage to do so. And I welcome any description on your end of what this siege is like for you.
Chad's just gonna be standing up there with Faerun whenever these guys come, and I'm just Legolas, you know, two shot.
Jagan would probably be hiding somewhere out in the dark when they're coming and blending into the background. And as soon as any of them come up to the gates, by sneaking around Chad and Faerun, well, he's going to tell them they didn't sneak hard enough and then take them out.
A grizzly bear on the shore. Faerin, what's it like for you?
Gambit will be actually on my shoulder. He's going to call shots.
Oh, fantastic. And by dawn's light, any bandits that may have seen this in the distance and decided to give up are never even heard of. And you have fully taken the island and you have dealt with the Forsaken Wraiths. You gather up all of the loot, all of the stuff that they have previously stolen from other individuals. What would you like to do in the light of day?
I would say load up the goods onto the boat we got, assuming it's not too much for the buoyancy factor of the boat, and then pop back in and get in that, but take the is the lake connected to the river at all or no?
There's a very small stream that connects to it, but it's not connected to the Dun River that you've seen on your overworld map.
Can I carry one of the boats down the stream? And
I was going to say we could use portage.
Yeah, you can definitely portage through the situation. Certainly.
You want to have Faerun? You want to have Gambit run around and just catch this whole place on fire? We don't want it left standing.
Yeah. He's doing the Gambit thing, and he's going to set all the tents on fire and do what he can to try to set the wall on fire. But logs that big aren't going to burn very easily, so it's that. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get it going, and then there's going to be the scorching of the larger stuff that remains. I am not going to cover this map in fire. I had some issues with that last time, though I will call out that in the first session recording on YouTube, I ended up talking with what is a Codex contract developer. So they pointed out a nice little spot in my little hub of where current objects on map are just on the side, and I can just go to a list of all current objects on the side of the map. That way I don't have to try and select things that are flying through the screen in the future. So thank you,
Nice.
developers, for helping out. Yeah, with that, I'm going to take us back to our hub world.
I imagine Gambit's running around like that's the second Lion King movie where that lion's just running around with the fire going roasty toasty roasty toasty.
Jumping around with the torch in his mouth. Just
Yeah.
As we return to our Broadhurst overworld map, you lot have managed to portage the creek to get to the Dun River to begin coming back towards Broadhurst. By the time you get to Broadhurst proper, it's going to be probably about 9, 10 in the morning. So, what are your intentions on returning with these multiple rafts full of boxes and treasures?
Probably
Um,
take them to the town square and go get the reeve to like divvy this stuff out.
I would also say there's no reason we can't try to commandeer a couple hands to help us bring it, because this isn't just a portage from the river. This is a good haul.
Yeah, yeah.
Haul it all in and kind of
Easily.
put it in the town square. Get the reeve.
Yeah, easily done. So you get some additional help. People are more than willing to help you with this endeavor. And as you get all in the town square, one of the others of you is running off to get Reeve Rosamond, who is elated at what you've done. And there is this on the walk from their home to the town square. There is this admiration that they kind of look at you with. They thank you. I would not have expected this, but it is still good to know that you immediately attempt to return the belongings to those that they belong to. Were you not even tempted to keep it for yourself?
It's not ours. Why would I?
I
Only one
have a
place
thought
to
though.
stop,
I do have this thought I would like to bring up. I would like to ask the Reeve if there's any magical items. We have an arrangement that helped us free those people from the wizard tower. We could fulfill that part of our deal with him if we have if there's any magical items that we might be able to acquire to give to him.
Those don't belong to us, and they don't have anybody else's say except for the owners. So the Reeve wouldn't be able to tell us that.
Well, right. But of course, this has been over years and years, so some of the owners may no longer be around. But I totally understand what you're saying.
Reeve Rosamond looks to the two of you. I will certainly take that under advisement. I will help sort through everything here, and if there are any magical treasures that are unclaimed among the lot, and we can confirm that they will not have a owner that we can send for, I will let you know. That way, we might deal with the mage in the tower as well. And kind of looks to both Faerun and Jagan. I appreciate both the idea and the concern. As people are moving up and they're collecting stuff, or like, oh no, I know who belongs to this. They typically come through right before winter. If you want, I can keep it in my stash. That way, when they get here, we can get it back to them. They typically come around a couple times whenever they're through. As you know, there's just all these little chirp ups of like who might be able to return items for those that don't live in this region. And with that, there are multiple looks towards the lot of you. There are thanks given. There are um, promises that if you need anything, there are promises of like, whenever you need to, you drink and eat on me. And as you have decided to redistribute the wealth, that's going to be worth giving everybody another renown. So y'all can go
Nice,
ahead and add the
nice.
renown in there. Now, I will say, I put it in our previous video as a little text tag. When a bunch of you got to 2 renown, you got followers. I was wrong. That happens at 3 renown. So we're legit now.
Ah,
For some reason, my where my character sheet should be, I have 2 Abbott Lorics and an Ashley, and I can't get rid of them.
yeah, I have 2 Abbott Lorics, or I have 1 Abbott Loric, and then I have Ashley and Dunquat.
Can you just click on your token to make your thing pop up to the side? Does that help?
Yes. No, my
Oh,
my
there it
stuff
goes.
pops up on the side, but I can control one of the Abbott Lorics because there was 2 on the map when we
I
came in.
Yeah, I got rid of the other one. My apologies. Yeah, so currently, instead of putting you independently on the map, I said put players here, and because you have followers, that counts as being players. So that's on me.
Well, I feel good
I,
about
I
myself.
can't control that Abbott Loric, so we're good.
Okay. As you lot are getting wealth redistributed through noon, um, people more than willing to talk, more than willing to check in, though you lot still have plenty within your reserves to continue your adventuring when you wish to continue. This is a good time for you lot to discuss what you might wish to do next.
Well,
Oh, well,
Jagan's gonna first turn over to Chad and Farron and go, guys, it's noon, the sun's out. Why you holding torches?
oh, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to start a thing. You know, it's like an accessory.
That's how you know you're part of the cult of the Chad, is you walk around with a torch at all times.
There you go. You
Nothing
walk
Jagan
around with
abandoned
a
over
promises
here.
to
torch.
never pull a torch out again.
Oh, you walk around with a torch and you return people's goods, all in a day's work for the cult.
It makes it slightly slower as you can only hold half the amount of stuff, but they know you're coming, and it's a symbol on the horizon as you see the torch in daylight that Santa Claus is coming. We're about to get presents.
The beacons are lit.
Okay, so what's the next thing on the list, guys? What do you want to do?
Well, how many recovers y'all got? I still got 4. Didn't hand them out like candy this time.
Well, I think you said you got 4. I actually got hit down. Well, it's down. So I'm actually at 3 already. I don't know what you guys feel. Also, when we have victories, that's also what is it, malice for your guys, Josh?
Yeah, it's a small influx of malice at the beginning. But if y'all are going
Yeah.
before me in combat, it does give you the opportunity to just delete enemies from the combat that otherwise don't get to go.
Yeah, at this point, we have enough for, at least for me, at the start of my turn, because I just get 2. I can do a heroic ability of 5 when we start an encounter. But, we don't. One thing I was thinking, instead of doing some specific encounters, is we need to go talk to that coal burner.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest we do.
Yeah.
I mean, that might turn into an encounter, but
But you've got enough in all of you for at least one more combat.
oh yeah. Can you remind us, please, what we learned about the coal burner last time?
Yes.
And what we learned from the barkeep about the secret society stuff that happened.
Of course. So, via Gweldir, as well as from some of your criminal contacts going to the Pigeon Coop, Assassin's Creed style, you have learned that Orson, the charcoal burner, did not acquire his amulet of the Delian Order via the black market. He got it some other way. As you were speaking with Gweldir, she mentioned that a couple of decades ago, Orson came to town. He bought a plot of land for him to operate out of, and then after like setting up his homestead for a couple of days, he would come into town, and he seemed to be a different person. Not too many people interacted with him when he initially came into town, but Gweldir did. And when Gweldir interacted with him the second time, he was very different. He was austere, he was a bit out of it, kind of loping around a little kind of Jack Sparrow style. He was not the upright and confident individual that she had met on the first encounter. Since then, he spends a lot of his time by himself making charcoal for Broadhurst. You have no evidence that he sells the coal to anybody else. He doesn't have people that come around to get the coal. Everything he makes, he just sells to whether it's the smithy or the inn or just people for heating their homes in the winter. So there's that oddness to him, and he always seems to linger about. He is someone that most people don't pay attention to, as he is someone that you don't suspect to use anything that is overheard because he's just this crazy old dude. Um, Glodia has also been open about the fact that she doesn't talk about this with a bunch of other people, and that from her idea, he is trying to put up a front. He is very much establishing himself to hide who he really is. She doesn't know if that means that he is a superhero. She doesn't know if that means that he is on the run and is trying to stay under the radar of government officials, reeves, sheriffs, constables, and the like. But he is hiding his true nature. You have also learned a bit about the coursers. Coursers being individuals that are kind of a secret society. Not so much so because they're trying to remain hidden, but because they don't announce themselves. They don't take credit for their exploits. They are adventurers of a sort, but they're not doing it for the fame and the glory. They're doing it for the work that needs to be done. And so that's a lot of the stuff that you've learned about Orson, about current Orson, past Orson, as well as some more esoteric kind of black market world stuff. So that's some that you have to go on.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I think if we go up there, I would like to open with a question to Orson, if you guys are okay with that.
Yep.
But I'm ready to go up and ask him some questions if you guys are.
I'm good
I'm
with
good
that.
with that.
Okay. Well, he is to the north end of town. As you approach once again, you see the plumes of combustion, as he does have these multiple, like very low, pine thatched huts, where he tries to like get as much air out of the situation as possible, as he is cooking wood. He's cooking impurities out of wood to get them down as much to just the carbon as possible. Um, and as it's the middle of the day, he's right at work. He's like just pulling all of these fallen limbs and all of this debris from a previous storm and kind of like getting it all arranged in front of one of these smaller pine thatched huts. More of like a lean-to than anything. And as you approach, she kind of like looks to the lot of you. Ah, right, you're coming? Fantastic. There's a really big stump that I've been trying to get over here to cook down, and I just can't get it myself.
Oh, I mean,
Well,
we can help with that. But
yeah,
questions
but
first.
before we do, yeah, I'd like to ask you a question there, Sir Orson. Um,
No, whoa. Just Orson. I
just
have not
Orson?
been knighted. I don't want anyone coming after me thinking that I'm calling myself a knight when I am not. You keep me out of that
Well,
gallows.
it's just the respectful, sir, not the knightly, sir. Uh, but I would be asking you this question: Did the coursers send you to look at the Delian tomb, or are you here on your own volition?
Horses? What you mean by courses? I don't got no greyhounds. I don't got no sighthound dogs.
Well, we've been talking and we've been hearing some things, and that their amulet that we got back for you seems pretty highly of value to you, but you were not the man that you appear to be in front of the rest of the town. That we do know.
With that, his kind of like side cocked jaw moves back to center on his face. One shoulder rises up to square off, the chest kind of comes out as he takes on a much more physically imposing demeanor than you expected of the old man. And you seem to know a whole lot more than what you did when you first came to town.
Well, that's a quick shift of attitude.
Well, you came with a claim, and you stood by it. What point in me trying to lead you off the scent when you seem to have all the evidence you already need? Would you believe me if I kept up the ruse?
Not in the slightest.
I mean, maybe.
He looks to Jagan, back to Chad, and then back to Jagan. Well, at least treat this as me acting in respect with what you've done and who you seem to be. Yes, I am a part of the coursers. It is my job out here to help out traveling heroes who are a part of my organization, but also those who are outside of it when the need arises. Individuals like yourself. You've been investigating the Delian tomb, and through a bit of ill luck, my amulet got away from me. In time, you would need access to it, I presumed, so what better way than to test you than to see if you could get it back for me? You did quite the fine job.
Yeah, that was it was an interesting side quest, but we would like to know what you know about the tomb, and particularly why there may have been some goblins there who had kidnapped um, Violet, and were trying to perform a ritual that we were able to stop just in time.
He's telling us this information and more or less admitting to his identity. I'd like to do a read person to make sure, see if I can pick up if he's lying or anything of that sort.
Yeah, go ahead and do an intuition read person.
Yeah. What do I just do a power roll here?
Yeah,
or-
just do a power roll, and you're gonna get +2 on top of whatever your intuition bonus is. What is your total?
Intuition is 0, so it'd just be
That would
10
just be a
then. 'Cause
10. That's a tier 1. I mean, he's shown to have multiple personalities that he can put forward, so this may be just another one and he's lying. Or he could be treating you all with the respect and it's the true one. You don't know. Unfortunately, a tier 1 is a failure.
doesn't get me anything. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yep. So, as you try to read him, but can't get anything deeper, he will answer. I suspect they were attempting to get deeper down into the Delian tomb. There is an artifact down there, the Cup of Julius. The cup is said to have the power to embolden the average folk into notable warriors, capable of taking peasants and turning them into skilled soldiers when the time arises. It is my belief that if goblins are seeking to reclaim the Cup of Julius, it is for a greater purpose, to take the weakest among them and turn them all into elite soldiers. You prevented them from getting deeper down into the tomb. You prevented them from getting the cup. And for now, it is safe. However, I have been keeping track of what you have been doing about this area, about Broadhurst. And I now believe that whatever those goblins' plans are for the cup, they're not going to stop just because you warded them off once. They will attempt to get it again. And unless you want to be camped inside that tomb, they may find an opening. However, he takes the chain from around his neck and pulls out the big brass sun symbol. If I give this to all of you, you can descend deeper into the tomb and retrieve the cup of Julius yourselves. While you cannot protect the tomb at all times, if the chalice is not in there, we will not have to worry about what the goblins do at that location.
Yeah, it sounds like if we go get that out of there, they won't be able to do anything with it. So, um, I agree with that.
Yeah. However, is there any chance that you also have the ring that will let us go deeper?
He kind of squints his eyes. I don't.
Do you know where we can acquire that?
He thinks for a moment, kind of going through his estimation. He is now making a value claim on information that he has, because if he brings it up, it may lead to action. And then you see him kind of square his jaw and decide that if he is going to trust you with this, he might as well trust you with all of it. And as he kind of looks back up to the lot of you, there are mercenaries currently within Broadhurst, individuals known as the Gilded Hand. Of late, they have not been taking on any of the problems that you three have solved for us. No one here has hired them. I believe the only reason for them to be in this backwater village, but not earning money, is because they already have a job. And whether they have access to the ring at this point in time, or if they know where it is, you lot came in and you stopped access to the second layer of the Delian tomb. You prevented the goblin ritual. They may be lying in wait, either for that ritual to be completed, and then he looks to the amulet that he has handed over, or for individuals such as yourselves to be able to take action. This is supposition. I have only heard whispers, and those whispers do not speak truth. They speak rumor. I do not truly know why the Gilded Hand is here, but they're here for no other reason that I can see.
Oh man, I forgot about those guys. I haven't seen
Yeah,
them
those are
anywhere in
the
town.
those are the jerks that just scorned and disdained Ashley when she came in such need when we got here to town. So
Yeah.
uh, I don't think they're out here for any good.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a thought on that whole matter, but it's going to depend on what we're going to do next.
Well, I say we take our leave and go discuss our next actions.
Well,
I think that would be good.
Yep.
you have made your name as heroes in Broadhurst. That is why I trust you with that amulet. But if you wish, I can offer you another opportunity as well.
Oh, really?
You have
Don't
proven
normally
yourself
turn down
noble.
opportunities.
You have proven yourself willing to act for the sake of the people and not yourself. Do any of you wish to join my organization and become coursers yourselves?
Remind me real quick what exactly your organization does like, grand scheme kind of thing?
I think Jagan will put his hand on Chad's shoulder and go, "You'd have to be a little less boisterous about the cult of Chad."
Actually, Farron would consider it because he does have the history of kind of working in the shadows, but I kind of need to know, get a better idea of what they do.
The Coursers are an organization dedicated to defending the wild places of the world. This means defending forests, rivers, plains, oceans, deserts, all manner of other natural places. Protect them from cultists and demons and those who would destroy or corrupt the wilderness. We are somewhat secret, as you speak truly, not because we hide our existence, but because we don't announce it or claim credit for such achievements. Your claiming credit up to this point has gotten you noticed, but it would be different going forward. This organization consists of heroes of all kinds, but most of the common folk that join up, those with ties to the wilds, green elementalists, furies, and conduits of nature gods and nature saints. But we welcome all sorts beyond that. Most members of this organization are traveling heroes who go from place to place, looking for evil within the wilds to combat. These
So,
coursers... Go ahead.
outside of our normal activities, is there a obligation on my part, or is this simply that I continue doing what I'm doing, but in the name of the Corsairs as well, obviously trying to combat evil and nefarious activities?
The actions you are taking now fit with what we need done. If you do not seek to stray from your current path, there will be no issues. Though I will say that you alone cannot become a courser. Coursers travel at least in pairs. They may travel with those that are not
Okay.
a member, but to be a courser is to be among a group and to have the support of your group. If one of you wishes to join, at least one other must as well.
With that, Farron would just look to Jagan and Chad to kind of see what they're feeling on the matter.
I mean, do I have to give up on the cult of Chad?
With that, his mouth opens a little bit, his head slightly tilts to the side. The cult of Chad does not prevent you from being a courser. But if that is going to be the heart of your endeavors, perhaps your heart is not in it to be a courser.
Well, I do think it would be extremely beneficial if we joined. Be good to have I'm sure the organization offers some backing when needed, or resources, or points of contact. I think that would be a better word there.
Your point of
Probably
contact would be me. There are those that seek to aid, but much of the courser work is what you bring. However, there is some that I could teach you if you were to join.
So what you're looking for is talent.
Yes, Farron. What I'm looking for is talent. But
I
talent,
had to.
but talent is not all. Talent without support is wasted.
Jagan, how does uh Cavill feel about this?
Well, that's the the question that I would be asking Orson here is what I do, I don't do for recognition. I don't do for um, fame. What I do is at the behest of Cavill. And my first and main duties are to be his will decides. I am his hand. He came to me in a vision that made me um, or prompted me to switch over from being just a conduit and into a sensor. So the question I would have for Orson now is one, would that conflict if I were to join the coursers? And two, and this is second, but only in name. Do the coursers ever bypass someone in need of help and not help because they have more pressing matters?
It is not within our doctrine to do so, though it is also within our means to decide, given a situation, what is the best course forward if we are to be playing a game of puns. I cannot speak for every courser, but we seek to fight that which is evil, that which corrupts, and that which destroys. And so if people are in danger of what we seek to fight, it only lets the enemy win if we do not protect those that need it.
Okay, that answers the second question.
For my part, I think this is a perfect fit for our group, but that's my 2 cents.
The first question still stands.
Please repeat the first question.
So would anything
Oh,
with the courses conflict with me getting any directives from Cavill?
based off of the directives Cavill has been giving you, it does not seem like there would be any conflict.
All right, I'm in.
Very well. Chad, where is your heart?
Yeah, I'll join. You know, that my heart is in helping people, protecting things, making sure bad things don't happen. The cult was really more of a side project anyway.
That's what
Your
everyone
heart
likes to
isn't in
hear
your
about their side
chest?
projects. Very well. In that case, if you're to be a courser, there are some things you must know. Secrets of the trade. And with that, over the course of the rest of the afternoon and the evening, he is going to be walking you through a number of different things that may aid you in your new quest as a courser. This is not going to count as a respite or anything, so you lot can continue adventuring straight from here. But you lot are all going to gain the Courser Chanterelle title. I can automatically grant it to Chad and to Farron. So if you go to your character sheets, go over to where all of your listed stuff is to the right-hand side and scroll way down, you'll be able to see it there and be able to select your title sub-option. Jagan, you're going to have to grant yourself a title and select Courser Chanterelle, because instead of having a grant to Jagan, it is glitched and it wants me to grant it to Ashley.
I have granted myself that.
Okay. So, to
My
make it,
only shows Corsair.
that's fine. Yeah. So as long as you see that you have the Courser. You have 3 options for your Courser Chanterelle title. You can either pick Always in Twos, a creature who benefits from your aid attack maneuver, also gains a surge. This is what he was talking about, of how you always work with at least one other Courser. You go in pairs or more. That way you may help each other out. So if you gain the aid attack maneuver, you also gain a surge. You can choose Nature Guide. So whenever you make a reason test to identify an animal or plant and get a tier 1 or 2 result, you can re-roll the test and use the new roll. So anything about knowing about nature that you defend, you get a little bit of bonus of being able to know about it. Or you can choose One with the Wilderness. While you are outdoors and not in a settlement, you can't be surprised. And so each of you may choose any of those three.
Said the always in twos was the start with the surge.
Always in twos is a creature who benefits from your aid attack maneuver also gains a surge.
So I mean, there's 3 of
If-
us. We can
If
just all
one of
take one
us,
of them.
yeah, if one of us can't be surprised, the rest of us wouldn't be surprised. Is that correct?
That's I don't know that roll. I would assume there is a means of there being a benefit for all of you taking that ability. I don't know what it would be.
So I think that's the ability I would probably want to take. It's the Nature's Guide thing. That's probably a reason or an intuition roll, and
It's
both of
always
those I'm
reason.
not great at. Yeah, I am not good at reason. So I probably wouldn't be doing most of those rolls. And then the always in twos, I don't do a lot of aid attack with my maneuver.
Yeah, my maneuvers are taken up by like letting you guys hit. So
So like One in the Wilderness works for me.
I'll take Nature Guide. I'll be Chad the Nature Guide.
I mean, Chad, you already have your beast ability as well. So like you are fully going in on the nature and the beasts and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, is there multi-classing in this game?
There is not. There is no multi-classing in this game. However, there's also no ranger class. So you are essentially getting all of the stuff to kind of being like diverting towards being a ranger tactician.
Yeah, the only thing I'm really missing is like a pet.
Now, if you wanted, you could switch out because you get 2 kits as a tactician. You could switch out your 2-shot ranged bonus kit for the ranger bonus kits.
Oh yeah, I did see that. You know what? When we level up again, I think I get another kit.
You get a 3rd? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a nature guide in Chad. We have a One with the Wilderness for Jagan. Faerun, have you selected which of your 3 options you wish?
I kind of honestly am leaning more towards just what Jagged did with the one with wilderness.
Yeah. So the big thing
Reduce that
of
surprise.
the big thing with multiple of you having that is sometimes you guys split up a little bit, and so it's less likely for you lot to get surprised because someone went off on their own. If multiple of you have that, as opposed to just one, if you stay as like a very solid little group, you're good. But if one of you just like stumbles forward into a room that you didn't know was going to be a combat or something, that could affect how surprise happens. So having multiple isn't bad.
That wouldn't work going into a room because then we wouldn't be outdoors.
Room in the dungeon design sense of a grove in a forest. As I said it, I knew I was going to get called out. I didn't expect it to be you.
So yeah, if we want
Yeah,
to,
I'll go with the one with wilderness.
Okay,
we want to
fair. Oh,
go
go ahead.
back into the town or something now, I guess.
Yeah. Let's go find out where these gilded hand fellows are.
They might be in the tavern. Late evening time.
I mean, this is a good time. If you're going to look for them in the tavern, this is a time that you would find them in the tavern. So, as you lot head back into the main town center, and you enter into the tavern trying to find the Gilded Hand and begin your investigation into why they're truly here. Do they have the ring that you have read about from one of the knights that the research with Abbot Lorick had? What was that, Jagan?
I was going to say before we go in, Baron, can your little familiar turn invisible at all? No.
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 All right. thinking maybe we could, if we're
Why,
talking,
is he in your way, or are you talking about for like stealth purposes?
I was meaning in the encounter, well, in the tavern, if we're talking to them and maybe distracting them, he could try to pickpocket them if we see that they have the ring, or we find out that they have it. But
Well,
probably
he is a small ethereal creature, so he's not exactly invisible, but he's not exactly standing out either.
He doesn't. He is not. He is not gaining any bonuses for what he looks like. He doesn't have any feature that gives him concealment or anything. So
Gotcha.
he is a glowing little ferret, and so he can be seen as easily as anything else his size.
well, and if he's
All
glowing,
right.
he probably won't. Distracting them won't be enough for him to get up and do anything. So
The glow will
Oh.
also not affect him. It's just narrative. It's if you're gonna try and have a ferret steal a ring, it's all based on it being a ferret.
Yeah, honestly, on that particular option, maybe we need to utilize sneak or whatever, but it's sneak, it's not pickpocket, so I don't know how that'll play.
Sneaking is
But,
going unnoticed. You would need a pickpocket like ability to get a bonus on trying to legerdemain something away.
otherwise, I think when we go in, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I guess Chad's been the party face, so he could probably talk to him.
I don't know if
Aaron can.
I normally get double edge when talking to people here, but I don't know if the local heroes will work on the Gilded Hand, so I'll probably just get regular edge.
I will confirm that the Gilded Hand will not count for your local hero ability. They are from elsewhere and they're here as mercenaries, so they don't care about the goodwill of the jobs you've done here.
Okay, so I'll just get edge. It doesn't. So it does. I guess it doesn't really matter who talks to him. I think we all gonna get some kind of edge from talking. Besides, I like this. This, go getting, face of Jaggin. It's nice. I'm not having to talk as much.
Also, I forgot to mention, but when we were gonna leave Orson, I think Dagon would have said to him, don't worry about people in town knowing. The only person that does know is Gwendavir, and she's the barkeeper, and she's not going to be telling a lot of people. So
He gives you a wink.
anyone.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for bringing that up. Well, as you ought to make your way back to the town center, as you head off to look for the Featherbed Inn, you've come up with your plans. You've floated some ideas that probably won't work. Probably this will just be a conversation and then see where it goes from there. But as you enter in, you hear the multiple tankards being lifted, glugged, put back down. That is where we are going to pick up our story next time as we pursue the Gilded Hand and possibly continue on towards the Delian tomb in the future. For now, this has been a shorter session, but thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be coming back for what is likely to be a very exciting time. Once again, I'm Joshua Mouse Don't Play. I'm a professional game master. Links down in the description if you're looking for a game, joining the Discord, hanging out, just talking. Other than that, have a lovely.